First, the climate's very good. We're operating as usual and normal. And I've always wanted to say this, and I've never said it. I wonder if everybody who saw the Vice President and heard the Vice President knows that we put him on. And, there's a couple of brownie points for that. But, and more than a few, when you know that a transmitted copy of a speech is in your hands sometime before you make the decision to run it. But we're in the news business, and if that's news, that's where we are. And if it's negative news supposedly against us, we're still there to report it as it is. And so you asked me the question if we're operating any differently since the Vice President speeches, and my answer is no, and by directive we have been told to continue operating just exactly the way we were before, which to my knowledge was completely objective. There are always human beings in every situation, but believe me, I know that at NBC every effort is made, and CBS and ABC, to call it as it is and report it as it is. And also, I should say that very often the messenger is the man that delivers the bad news, as the messenger is often eliminated, and perhaps we're the messenger at the moment.
School of Journalism report, which indicated that broadcasters were not doing their duty regarding public service programming.
I haven't heard of the report, so I can't make a comment on it. I can tell you that my responsibility for NBC public affairs is one that I couldn't be any busier, nor could my staff be any busier. We have made great strides and changes in religious broadcasting. We are currently doing primetime children's programming. We have worked hard on the revamping of the Saturday morning children's programming. Meet the Press is one of our direct responsibilities, and that program is continuing to do better and better all the time in both viewers and I hope impact. So as long as I'm in the area of talking about things, I hope people will watch impact shows like First Tuesday, which happens to be on the air tonight on NBC. It's a very powerful show.
I'd like to get your comments on a competitor's show, and in your specialty, children's programming, Sesame Street. If educational television can be, and I'm sure it is, a competitor, of course. This was developed and has apparently caught the imagination of adults and children alike. Why?
Well, first I have to rush to tell you that we do not and should not consider educational broadcasting to be competitive. We just made a large cash donation to educational broadcasting because we feel it is an important part of the broadcast community. So we don't consider them competitors, but let me tell you about Sesame Street. It is a fine show. It is well done, well produced. It is professional in its approach. It's highly commercial. Could run on any one of the commercial networks, and it has a fine person running it, Joan Nance Cooney, who knows her business, and best of all, had some 18 months to prepare the show and a grant of several $1 million from the Carnegie Fund in order to substantiate her research and to give her the background. And she was permitted to do the show with very little of the committee work that's usually occurs in this kind of a program. She made the decisions, and she told them the kind of show she was going to do. And she got around herself a fine staff, and it's an excellent program and deserves watching whenever it's on, wherever it is on.
Speaking of programs, one of your most recent successful programs was Bill Cosby and Children with Cameras. What do you have in the works at this time?
Well, the Cosby Show was successful, and we were very pleased with it, and we got 7,000 letters telling us they were happy about it, which made us happy. Our current project is a project with a person whom almost everyone in the Midwest knows, Fran Allison of Kukla Fran and Ollie fame, and we're doing a show called Miss Pickerel Goes Underseas. And we filmed the show this summer, and we're now in the process of editing it, and I'm here these days doing a seminar with the children, with the students here at the university to talk about how we did this show and the production values involved. I think it's a very fine show, and will be one of the best we've done in the series of 14.